UFC 274. This is the weigh-in recap show, full card predictions, and the betting breakdown. Very exciting card coming up tomorrow. There is some drama surrounding the main event with Oliveira being overweight. We'll get into it as we get to that fight. Unfortunately, he will be stripped of the belt. Vacant title on the line just for Justin Gaethje. Still, fantastic card, great action. Excited to talk about each and every fight after seeing the fighters on the scales. Make sure to smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, turn those post notifications on, and share the video as well. And we'll jump right into the first fight of the night. Journey Newson versus Fernie Garcia. I, earlier on in the week, have been on the Journey Newson side. I do feel he can win this fight. The scale isn't a significant factor. We'll pull up the official weigh-ins here. Neither guy seem to have a very, extremely strenuous cut. Both guys are in pretty fair shape. As far as the face-off, looking at it, a little bit taller is the side of Fernie Garcia. I feel like Newson is going to land a fair amount of punches on Fernie, who is fairly hittable, but also has like a pretty good stand-up game too. Both guys are going to be willing to engage in the striking. Extremely competitive matchup. I think Journey Newson is more explosive and hits harder, but Fernie's definitely going to be durable. So I am thinking Newson knows this. He's probably thinking we're going distance here. I have this fight going distance. I like Journey Newson to win by decision. As far as the betting side of this fight, as of right now, the odds have Fernie as a minus 125 favorite. Journey Newson, the plus 122 dog. So I do like the underdog in Journey Newson. Not my favorite dog play, but it is one I'm picking here. Let's see if we can find some potential plays. Over 2.5 rounds, minus 147. I like Newson more as a money line dog play, but I do think we're going over 2.5. I think we're going the full 3 for this fight, so an over might be in play here if you're looking for over-unders. Newson to win by decision is plus 275. I do think he gets it done by decision. I'm not questioning the durability of Fernie at all. I think it's going to be an ultra competitive fight. Can be a very close decision as well. I'm going the Journey Newson side as an underdog, but not like a supreme, lock of the night style call here. But I do think Journey gets the win. Should be a bit more active. I think he lands harder punches. Fernie's there to be hit, and I do think Newson lands, but it's going to be a close decision, I believe. Journey, though, for the win. Journey Newson over Fernie Garcia to start the night off. Next fight of the night, Lupita Godinez versus Ariane Carnelossi. I have been on Lupita Godinez all week long. We'll pull up the scales here. As always, we're going to see Carnelossi looking jacked. There is Lupita, who looks in very good shape, ready to rock. There is Ariane Carnelossi, has a good amount of size. Like, her delts are incredible. You can even see just in the picture on Tapology here. She's jacked. And she's a former power lifter, so a lot of physical strength. But as far as the better technical fighter, it's Lupita Godinez. I do believe her grappling is going to lead her to victory here. Carnelossi is an explosive fighter who brings a lot of forward pressure. She's going to start fast. She gets a little reckless rushing in at times. There's some technical flaws, like the chin being a bit high, but I do think Lupita is not powerful enough to hurt and potentially put down Ariane Carnelossi here. I see this fight going long. I see Lupita being the better technical fighter, even standing up. She should have moments of success, but I think on the floor from the top position is where Lupi will want to be, and I think she'll be there. Lupita Godinez, I'm going to go win by decision over Ariane Carnelossi here. As far as the lines here, Godinez is a slight favorite, minus 165. Carnelossi plus 162. I do think we're going the full distance, over 2.5, minus 270 at best value. If you're on Godinez by decision, plus 105, it's not a great prop. I think Godinez would be more of the money line play if you're willing to throw it down on women's MMA, if you feel confident about it. I do think Lupita is the better technical fighter of the two. Weird things sometimes happen in the fight game, especially the women's fight game, but I do think Lupita's a fairly confident play, and I feel that she gets it done, and we're going over 2.5 here. Lupita for the win over tough, raw talent, Ariane Carnelossi. Next fight, Clayton Rodrigues and CJ Vergara. Exciting matchup here. I enjoyed the face-off. It wasn't crazy, but I like CJ Vergara's energy. Even though I've been on Clayton all week, and I'm not going to be shifting to pick, I don't think Vergara's an easy matchup for sure. If you're thinking Clayton's just going to walk right through him and starch him in a round, I don't think that's what's going to happen here. As far as the scales, both guys coming in lean and in shape. There's really no issues with the scales with majority, of the card besides our champion or soon-to-be former champion, Charles Oliveira. Clayton looking very shredded. A little bit of mild height advantage towards Clayton, but I don't think it's much here. CJ, pretty good pressure boxer. He's got a lot of head movement. Clayton, I do believe, is going to be looking to attack the legs, attack the body with kicks, try to manage distance. CJ will be looking to press inside. I see the wrestling is competitive. I think Clayton wins a very competitive decision. I feel like this is going to be a super close matchup. I like CJ Vergara as a dog. Like if you're looking to attack an underdog to bet, regardless of the pick, value-wise, plus 305 against a debuting fighter. Clayton was minus 320. The odds are ludicrous here. I don't believe these lines should be near this wide. Clayton looked good, and he's got a lot of potential. But I don't think he's the minus 320 favorite, truly, when you see the cage close. I think we're going over a round and a half. That's minus 220. Over 2.5, minus 130, minus 125. Clayton Rodrigues to win by decision is plus 155. I like Clayton for the win. Expect a lot of kicks from him. Distance management. He does have a pretty good body jab as well. CJ will be working that head movement, trying to get inside. And I think Clayton outpoints him in a very competitive decision. Clayton Rodrigues for the win. Next fight of the night, Tracy Cortez versus Melissa Gatto. Earlier on in the week, I've been on the Melissa Gatto side. Look at them on the scales here. There is Melissa Gatto, intense, in shape. Tracy Cortez looks very good as well. As far as the crowd pop, Cortez got a good little roar from the crowd as she walked out to the official weigh-ins, to the ceremonial weigh-ins. But Gatto looks so intense in the face-off. I think Melissa Gatto's dangerous. I think this is a hard matchup for Tracy because Gatto on the ground is really good. Off her back, she throws up tons of submission attempts. Cortez is a girl who wants to be on top of you, controlling position and maintaining position. Not going to be easy to do. I could see Gatto subbing her, but I don't think that's going to be too easy. I feel like I'm going to go towards Gatto to win a decision. The method of victory here, though, betting side, you'd like to see a finish. We will talk the Gatto sub prop real quick. As far as the money line, minus 132 Cortez, Gatto plus 130. The money line is good for Gatto as a dog. The sub line for Gatto is very wide. Plus 585 best value, win by submission. Gatto has the ability to finish Tracy Cortez, especially if Cortez is just consistently going in the guard, willing to play the game. She could find herself caught. I really like Gatto's stand-up developments as well. Her win over Sijara Eubanks to me is very impressive. Gatto's unbeaten. I was surprised to see that she's the underdog here. Tracy Cortez is tough, tested. She's not going to beat Melissa Gatto. I'm going Gatto to win. I see her getting it done. Probably decision. But shit, as a fan, I'd love to see submission. Gatto, though, fairly confident underdog attack here. If you're looking for a dog to potentially play, I think that's a pretty good one. Next fight is Francisco Trinaldo and Danny Roberts. I felt this is a bit of a toss-up fight all week, but I am on the more youthful fighter, Danny Roberts, who's 34. His opponent, Trinaldo, 43 years of age, still looking incredible. He looked great. Leanness coming in very good shape. We'll pull them up here if we can find them. For some reason, they have this out of order here. We got different order from Tapology as opposed to the UFC. But we'll pull up Francisco Trinaldo. Looks good, lean, ready to rock. The face-off was pretty intense. Not too crazy, but intense. Danny Roberts, shredded, ready to go. Should be the quicker guy. I think Roberts is going to have definitely better lateral movement. He's more explosive with the hands at this point, but I think Trinaldo probably pure punching power hits harder. Both guys are southpaws, so I'm excited to see how that faces off. I kind of feel like southpaw versus southpaw is more of a disadvantage for Trinaldo, especially older. I feel like being a tricky southpaw, you can take out some of these younger guys, have real close fights. I feel like Roberts is a pretty experienced vet at this point. Never, has been towards towards the pinnacle of the weight class, but still is live. I think he gets the win. I don't think it's an easy fight by any means. I feel like he gets it done by a decision, more activity. Even on the floor, Roberts is not bad. Roberts is a slight underdog, plus 100 best value. Trinaldo, minus 101 best value. This is a pick'ems matchup, and I think for a really good reason. I don't really love the betting side of this fight at all. The over 2.5, minus 167. We've seen Roberts stop before. We've seen Trinaldo win by KO. Don't think it's going to happen here, but it's definitely not impossible. So I really don't like much of the betting on this fight. Sit back, relax, enjoy. For Roberts to win by decision, it's plus 235. If you like Trinaldo by KO, plus 525. I think low likelihood of that KO. I think this fight's going all three most likely. Still don't love the bet of it, but I feel like it's going to be Danny Roberts with more activity on the feet, and the volume wins him the fight. And I think the speed difference will be clear here. Danny Roberts for the win over the 43-year-old savage, Francisco Trinaldo, who's still jacked and shredded as hell. Next fight, Blagoy Ivanov versus Marcos Rogério de Lima. Early on in the week, I've been on the Blagoy Ivanov side. He is Blagoy. I mean, this is a terrible picture of him, man. MMA Junkie doing him wrong here. Holy shit. He didn't look great at the official weigh-ins nor the ceremonial weigh-ins. The face-off was okay. I mean, both guys carry a fair amount of body fat. It's heavyweight. I don't love Blagoy Ivanov as far as his style. De Lima, not super impressive, but definitely hits harder. I think Ivanov can game plan this and win a gritty decision or even getting a late stoppage of a tired De Lima on the floor. I think Ivanov's definitely going to look to grapple. He wants to clinch it up. He wants to trip De Lima to the floor, take him down, and work from top position. I think in the first round, De Lima is going to be very dangerous. He hits extremely hard, and he's coming off a big knockout win in the last one, but I'm not going to be overzealous to say De Lima and flip anything here. I'm still riding with Blagoy Ivanov to get the win. Now, as far as the lines for this one, Ivanov minus 135, De Lima plus 134. How Ivanov looks, it like makes you not want to bet him. De Lima definitely the more intense looking fighter, but we can't play it just off the look here. Over a round and a half is minus 155. I think it's pretty likely that we do go over a round and a half. De Lima to win by KO plus 305 if you like that side. Ivanov by decision plus 275. Ivanov by sub is sitting at plus 525 best value. Don't love the props here. If you want to play Ivanov straight, you can. I like over 1.5 more than anything at minus 155. I think it could be a pretty spotty fight to throw down on. Not one that I'm feeling like putting money and investing in either guy. I'll go Ivanov to win late stoppage or a decision over the game. Marcos Rogério de Lima, who's definitely going to be throwing 100% into every damn punch. This next fight gets me super stoked. This is where the excitement really kicks off. Flyweight division, Brandon Raw Dog Royval, one of the most exciting talents there, versus Matt Schnell. Early run of the week, I've been on the Brandon Royval side. I'm still on that Brandon Royval side. Nothing has shifted here. There's Matt Schnell. He's lean, ready to go. There is Brandon the Raw Dog Royval. Fun face-off here. Royval with a ton of intensity. Like, he's just a guy that has great energy. I'm super excited to see Royval. I think he's going to look really good. He's an unpredictable striker. Very dangerous. Spinning elbow attacks. I mean, the guy can mix it up extremely well. He's long, too. Long arms, long legs. I know the reach is close, but Royval's the longer guy of the two. Matt Schnell, I mean, fairly well-rounded. Decent kickboxing game, has a wrestling base, but I think Royval is going to find a way to land something and hurt Matt Schnell. Matt Schnell is also a guy that can be brought into a brawl. And you brawl with Royval, you're probably going to be on the wrong side of it. I'm going Brandon Royval to win. I'm going submission. I'm thinking second round, but I'm really seeing club and sub. I feel like Royval's style, he hurts people and then he chokes them out. I feel like that's what we're going to see here. Royval minus 240, Schnell plus 223. I like Brandon Royval's chances in this matchup a lot, actually. Under 2.5 is minus 135. It probably is an under. I think this fight's going to end inside of the distance. Just inside of the distance alone is minus 175, best value. Royval wins via submission, plus 225. I don't think Royval is a bad straight play if you're looking to attack him, or maybe a parlay piece as well. I do like Brandon Royval's chances here to get the win, and I see him beating Matt Schnell. Next fight of the night. Macy Chiasson versus Norma Dumont. It's 145 women's. This weight class still exists. I would like to see them figure out, or like at least drop some rankings. Like I need to have some clarity on what the end game is here. Dumont is the pick earlier on in the week, regardless of the scales. Nothing's changed. Norma Dumont looked pretty solid on the scales, as she always does. Chiasson had high energy at the ceremonial weigh-ins, the official face-off, I guess you could say. I think Norma Dumont's probably going to do a very clinch-heavy grappling game, get inside, maybe trip Chiasson to the floor at points. Chiasson is long, tall, fights okay from range, but tends to get brought into the close distance, and I don't think that's a good look against Norma Dumont. I think Dumont gets the win here. Not a fight that I'm jumping up and saying, yes, bet it. I'm so excited for it, but I do think Dumont should win a decision in a somewhat uneventful bout. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, I hope I'm wrong and this is the fight of the century, but I think this fight might be pretty uneventful. Dumont minus 219, Chiasson plus 200. I do think we're going long here, over 2.5, minus 235. Dumont to win a decision, I think, is a pretty likely outcome, but it is at plus 115, so not great plus money. Maybe this is one you sit back and watch and hopefully enjoy. We'll find out as the fight goes down. But it's not a fight I'm super excited for, but I am riding the Norma Dumont side over Macy Chiasson. Next fight of the night, Randy Brown versus Khaos Williams. I'm so excited to see these two throw down. Randy Brown shown a ton of improvement as well. Earlier on in the week, I've been on Khaos Williams, and I've said it. I think Randy Brown is the technically better fighter, but Khaos Williams has the ultimate difference maker, and that's dynamite in his fist. Randy Brown's been knocked out in the past. Even if he wins and he's winning comfortably, Khaos needs one. I don't see Brown finishing Khaos Williams. Khaos Williams by knockout, second or third round here. As far as the face-off, or excuse me, as far as the weigh-in here, we'll slide down to it. There's Khaos. Intense face-off too. You can see Brown was a little bit taller when they did face-off. There's Khaos Williams there, lean, ready to rock. There is Randy Rude Boy Brown, lean, ready to go. I think he's getting slapped here, guys. I like Randy. I like the improvement, but I think Khaos is going to find a way inside. He's decent at closing distance. He's got powerful hooks. I think Brown's going to do good work from range, but Khaos is just going to land that one big shot, and that might be all it really takes here. As far as the odds, Khaos Williams minus 110, Randy Brown plus 106. There's not great plus money on the knockout prop here for Khaos Williams, but it's still plus money. Plus 185, Khaos Williams by KO. Over a round and a half is minus 155. It's a sweaty bet because there's definitely a chance Khaos could touch him early, but I do think Randy Brown probably wins the first round. And then the second, maybe Khaos lands. The third, I definitely could see him landing, especially as Brown, he doesn't slow. It's not like he's a fighter with a questionable gas tank, but any fighter is going to slow a bit. And if Khaos can find the dome with one clean one, I think that'd be enough to put Randy Brown down. And I think Khaos Williams by vicious knockout is probably what's going down on Saturday night between these two. Randy Brown gets slept by Khaos Williams in the second or third round here. Next fight of the night, Andre Fialho versus Cameron VanCamp. All week I've been very confident on Andre Fialho. That confidence is still there for me. I think stylistically, VanCamp just wanting it on the floor. He's got nothing for Fialho striking. I think the hands of Fialho are going to be on fire here. As far as the weigh-in, we'll scroll back to it. They got this shit all out of fucking order, man. Come on. Fialho. As I spell it wrong. Let's see. Fialho. I don't even know how to spell Fialho. Look at this. There he is. There's Fialho. Looking lean, ready to go. And he's got an intense flair. There's Cameron VanCamp. He gets a shot in the UFC, which is great. But I think they're giving him a nightmare matchup heavy-handed Fialho, who definitely can grapple, has been around, man. He's fought in a lot of organizations against upper echelon for many years. I think Andre Fialho is really coming into his own now here. He trains at Sanford MMA. I'm not questioning the grappling defense in the slightest. I think he's going to sleep Cameron VanCamp in the first or second round, and there's going to be a clear level difference when these two strike. On the floor, I do think VanCamp probably has a little bit better jiu-jitsu, but in the cage, nah, I don't think so. I think Fialho for the win by knockout, and I'm thinking early, first or second round here. Fialho is the minus 400 favorite. VanCamp, the plus 365 underdog. Very wide line. Under a round and a half. About even money at minus 115, minus 110 best value. Under 2.5, minus 205. I do think Fialho wins by knockout, so I do think it is an under fight. Fialho by KO TKO, minus 115. It's not great value, but I do expect that to be the method of victory. Fialho should look to let the hands fly, and he will. He's coming off a big win over Baeza recently. What was it, 3 weeks ago? Yeah, about 3 weeks ago. 2 weeks, 5 days. 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, he just KO'd Miguel Baeza, who's a damn hot striking prospect. Cameron VanCamp stepping in here for this fight. I think he's going to be clearly outmatched and knocked out cold by Andre Fialho. Those are the prelims. We're going to jump to the main card. If you guys haven't yet, make sure to smash the hell out of the like button. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Let's talk the first one. It's Donald Cowboy Cerrone versus Joe J-Lo Lauzon. Both guys older. Cerrone, 39. Lauzon, 37. Lauzon's been out 2.5 years nearly. Yeah, 2.5 years exactly. Win against Jonathan Pierce where he looked incredible. He had like the perfect performance to retire on. That was his swan song. That was it. Then the call is Cowboy Cerrone. You're going to take a fight with Cowboy Cerrone, especially Joe Lauzon. Like, this makes perfect sense at 155. I love this fight. Early run of the week, I've been on Cerrone, but there's definitely possibility of Lauzon. Let's look at the official weigh-in here. Scroll all the way down to it. There's Joe Lauzon, lean, ready to rock. There is Cowboy Cerrone. I will see for this main card if we potentially have some official face-offs. We don't have them up yet. It is what it is. Cowboy Cerrone is still going to be my pick. I see him beating Lauzon. I think standing, both guys get hit a fair amount. Lauzon was getting pieced up by Chris Grutzmacher prior to getting that win over Pierce. And I mean, I think people are going to be high off Lauzon after that big win. But he wasn't looking good at the later stage. He was knocked out by Clay Guida in 1:17 seconds. I think Cowboy Cerrone can win by KO here, especially working his kicks. Body, head, okay punching. I do think Lauzon's stance, you're going to see Cerrone have a little bit of success with the boxing too here. And Cerrone's boxing, not his best. Not his best aspect. Cowboy Cerrone, I'm going to go win by knockout in the third round. I think this is going to be a violent war here. Cerrone minus 170, Lauzon plus 168. Both guys finish machines, bonus machines. Absolutely amazing to see these two facing off. Over a round and a half, minus 145. I do think it goes over. If it is under, I think that's Lauzon winning by first round stoppage. But I think Cerrone gets it done. But I like the over here more than anything. If you want to play Cerrone straight and take the risk, but he hasn't looked good as of late, note that. Lauzon's been out for years. Very weird fight on the betting side. More of a, stay cautious side. Cerrone to win by decision is plus 400. Cerrone KO TKO plus 210. Lauzon by sub plus 775. That's wide. Lauzon by KO TKO plus 500. Money line side, I mean, Lauzon's the dog at plus 168. Cerrone the minus 170 favorite. I like Cerrone as the favorite, but it's a very dangerous play. Over a round and a half, minus 145, I think is what happens here. We're going Cowboy Cerrone, though, for the win. Maybe high kick KO. I think we're going to see it's a little glimpse of prime Cowboy. Just enough to get a win. Maybe he'll ride off into the sunset and call it a career after this one. We'll find out. Cowboy Cerrone, though, gets it done over Joe Lauzon, and the ultimate fan fight. Like OG fans, this is the one. This is a great matchup. Love the fight. Next one, Ovince St. Preux versus Mauricio Shogun Rua 2. The rematch. OSP quickly knocked Shogun out in the past. Years have gone by. Shogun hasn't looked incredible, in recent fights. I mean, the Anthony Smith knockout was bad. His last win, he beat Antonio Hajiro Nogueira on an ultra-competitive split decision where he was stunned in that fight. I think Ovince St. Preux is going to knock Shogun's head off. Regardless of how they look on the scales, OSP is coming to win, and I think he gets it done. There's OSP. He's got the guard up there. He's making weight, though. He's on weight. Shogun, legend. Legendary Shogun Hua. You can tell he's aged, though, especially at the ceremonial weigh-ins. When he walked out, he had a little bit of tits. He looked chubbier. It's not prime Shogun. He's 40 years of age. Ovince St. Preux is an awkward striker. Sneaky, not even sneaky, evident power. He's got proof that he hits damn hard. I mean, he knocked Shogun out quickly in the first fight. I think he's knocking him out again. I don't know if it'll be as quick, but I'm thinking first or second round KO. I think Ovince St. Preux finds a really awkward, loopy punch on Shogun, who's more of your technical Muay Thai style brawler, really. And on the floor, I will say, Shogun Hua's jiu-jitsu is live, but Ovince St. Preux is a tricky guy to get a hold of. He's got a very awkward style, and I think that leads him to big success here. Win by knockout over Shogun. Ovince St. Preux, the favorite, minus 226 best value. Shogun plus 225 as a dog best value. I like the OSP side. I think under 2.5 rounds, minus 155. High likelihood. I don't see this fight going distance. I think it's very unlikely it does. I think it's a violent knockout win for Ovince St. Preux. St. Preux to win by KO plus 200. I think that's the way. Under 2.5 is also at good value. Minus 160, minus 155. I like under 2.5. I think we're ending inside of the distance with St. Preux getting the hand raise. Win by KO over Mauricio Shogun Hua. Let's get to the featured bout of the night and truly the people's main event. Iron Michael Chandler, Tony El Kakui Ferguson. Love this fight. I cannot wait to see what happens here. Earlier on in the week, I've been on the Michael Chandler side. So many question marks around Tony Ferguson. Check him out on the scale. Looks shredded, lean, ready to go, in a great mood. Tony's ready to rock, guys. He looks awesome. He trained his ass off here. Brought in his old wrestling coach. Like, this is the camp that Tony Ferguson needed to bring his best. Now, that being said, at 38 years of age, he has slowed down. His stand-up is tricky, awkward, but it's really determined by taking damage and giving it back. He's always taken a ton of damage. Michael Chandler is not a guy you want to get hit by too much. There's definitely a chance Michael Chandler could be the guy to sleep Tony Ferguson. Still, I think Michael Chandler is going to be a bit more poised in this fight. If they come down to it and wrestle, I think Michael Chandler is the better offensive wrestler. He's got better power in his hands. Tony Ferguson is the more dangerous, dynamic striker, you could say, but Chandler, boxing-wise, is the better boxer of the two. And defensively, as much as Chandler gets hit, I think when he's on his, P's and Q's, when he's minding them well, he's the better boxer of the two, better defensively as well, but he just tends to throw it all out there and go to war. If he fights smart, I think he wins a unanimous decision over Tony Ferguson, but don't be surprised if this is a war, and from the moment this fight starts, chaos ensues, and it's Michael Chandler getting his hand raised. Hard to see Ferguson winning, but it's not impossible to see. The line is extremely wide, so I know Ferguson is a juicy underdog for most, plus 310. Michael Chandler, minus 332. I like the side of Michael Chandler for the win. I think we go over a round and a half, minus 170. Under 2.5 rounds, minus 155, minus 150. Over 2.5, plus 130. I don't love the betting side of this fight at all, to be honest, because it's two violent guys and it's a cage fight. Anything could happen, especially with guys that are willing to go to war. Chandler to win by decision, plus 250. Chandler by KO is just plus 115. They're expecting a Chandler knockout. I think Tony Ferguson's chin holds up and he can take a ton of damage. I'll predict Michael Chandler to win a decision in what might be another fucking war similar to the Justin Gaethje versus Chandler fight. Love this matchup. Chandler getting his hand raised over Tony Ferguson in a legendary fight. And hopefully we see the best out of T. Ferg here. Co-main event of the evening. Thug Rose Namajunas defends against Carla Esparza in their rematch. Years in the making. Earlier on in the week, I've been on Thug Rose Namajunas. As far as the scales, we'll look at them. There is Carla Esparza looking good, ready to rock. There is Rose Namajunas. We'll quickly try to see if maybe by some fluke luck we get a little face-off action between these two. We do get the main event face-off at the least, though, so that's something. That's something there. the face-off here is not going to be much. Rose is the taller girl. Nothing really, to me, mattered on the scales as long as they're both on weight, which they are. Championship level, both champions. Esparza, the first ever champion at 115, beat Rose Namajunas to win it after the Ultimate Fighter. Rose Namajunas wins his fight. She's probably best strawweight of all time. Carla Esparza is a tricky wrestler, but I think Rose Namajunas is going to find ways back up to the feet if she's taken down. I think she won't be super easy to take down, especially in the 30-foot octagon. Esparza is going to be looking to wrestle a lot. Rose is going to work the hands. I think Rose has great success kickboxing and beats up Carla a bit on the feet before stopping her in the third round. I'm going Thug Rose Namajunas, third round knockout, and I think she puts on an epic display to cement herself as an all-time great, and especially the all-time greatest strawweight of all time. Rose Namajunas, which is a huge shot here. As far as the line, minus 200, Rose Namajunas, Carla Esparza, plus 185. I know Esparza looked incredible in the last fight against Yan Chanao, and she put it on her, beat the hell out of her. But I don't think that happens against Thug Rose. You look at the fight against Michelle Waterson, ultra competitive. Marina Rodrigues, ultra competitive moments. I think Rose Namajunas is levels above, and I think she finds a ton of success and wins by KO. I think we're going to see Rose with the KO. So I like Rose more money line if you want to throw down it. Now, as far as the props, Namajunas by KO is plus 380. Plus 380. It's not impossible, man. It's definitely not impossible. If you like Esparza by decision is plus 265. I think we're going over a round and a half for sure at minus 550. Over 2.5, minus 310 probably. I don't really like the under 4.5, but it is plus money, plus 135, plus 155. It's definitely not impossible for this fight to go the full 5 and Rose getting her hand raised on a decision, winning majority of the rounds, kind of 4-1, I would see if it does go long. Namajunas plus 170 wins by a decision. I have Thug Rose getting it done. She's so much more dynamic on the feet. Esparza with, the one extremely good tool which is her wrestling or top control and ground and pound is solid, but Rose Namajunas will find a way up. I think that Rose Namajunas can defend takedowns using her movement. This is a big cage. This is the 30-foot octagon. Esparza's only 5'1". She's at a disadvantage of the reach, the height, and the clear speed edge towards Rose. Thug Rose win, and I'm calling knockout as well in the third round. Main event of the evening. If you guys haven't yet, make sure to smash the hell out of the like button. It is Charles "Do Bronx" Oliveira versus Justin Gaethje. No more title on the line for Oliveira. He's stripped of the belt. He misses weight. This is atrocious. This is terrible. There was some talk. I was watching Guru's video, another MMA prediction analyst slash personality, and he was saying that he believes it's because Charles Oliveira had his hands up in the second weigh-in after he did the first and missed weight that he didn't make weight. Well, personally, I tried the exact test. I put it on. Let me just pull up the fighters on the scales real quick before we go on a little tangent. There's Justin Gaethje. There is Charles Oliveira. I've been on Oliveira all week long. I'll tell you straight out the gate. Olives misses weight. It's not good. He misses weight. In the second weigh-in, he lifted his arms up. So I said, you know what? Let me find this out myself. Granted, I'm using a digital scale. I'm not using the UFC official scale. I did arms down, arms up, and I did it about 10 times. There is no difference in the weight. Charles Oliveira missed weight. Now, I understand there's talk that, yes, earlier in the day, the scales were not right. It was a pound over or half a pound over the one in the back. So then Oliveira's thinking he made weight. He didn't make it. It blows my mind that he couldn't get the extra 0.5 off given the hour. I don't know what happened. There's no details on that, but I will say this. Charles Oliveira still looked very confident at the ceremonial weigh-ins. We'll at least pull up the face-off for these main event fighters here. We'll scroll through MMA Junkie. I'll actually refresh it to see if we can get the nice in-depth. No, we can't, but we're going to zoom right in. Right here, intensity. All I saw was a ton of intensity from Oliveira. Gaethje knows he's in for a war. Doesn't matter. Oliveira doesn't seem to be super mentally affected by this, which is my biggest fear. He missed weight, legitimately. It's unfortunate. I believe there was definitely a mess up by officials with the Athletic Commission or potentially UFC officials. It sucks, but it is what it is here. There's no hard conspiracy. I mean, I wish we had the towel like Khabib, DC in the past. Give him the little push. Give him a little extra pound. He would have been 54.5. He wouldn't have been 55.5. Bring the towel back. Let's get rid of this box shit. Let's let these guys use their tactics if we're gonna allow it in the past, because we need it now. Because now we lose the championship main event. Yeah, the title's still on the line for Gaethje, but it's not the same. It loses that flair, which really pisses me off. But it is what it is. Charles Oliveira is going to win the fight. Justin Gaethje hits damn hard, and he has a chance of winning by knockout. He's going to pressure. He's going to throw not wild bombs, but, controlled chaos, I guess, from Justin Gaethje. He has excellent overhands and hooks, excellent low kicks. He's super explosive and fast, and he can wrestle his ass off. Oliveira is a good technical kickboxer, very good in the clinch. He's got the Muay Thai striking. He's very good in the clinch with his knees, with his elbows. I think Oliveira could definitely get touched up by Gaethje, but Gaethje's not going to want to follow him to the floor. If he does, he's in huge trouble. Oliveira needs to get the clinch with Justin Gaethje. I believe it will eventually come. Oliveira might have to survive an onslaught in the first round to then succeed going later here. I'm going Oliveira wins by submission. I like second, third, or fourth round win by submission for Charles Oliveira. I think he sinks one under the chin, win, rear naked choke. I believe it's going to be against the cage. Justin Gaethje is live here. There's no guarantees in the fight game. Definitely not. But I'm picking Charles Oliveira regardless of what happened, and it sucks. But I'm still riding with him. I believe his mind will be strong. And you know what? He needs to win now, because winning this fight sets up the next fight for the belt. Ultimately, with a win, he's still the number one lightweight in the world. It just sucks that he's not going to have the championship strap, and there's all this confusion. It is what it is. Charles Oliveira for the victory. As far as the lines, Oliveira is the minus 130 favorite. The lines have come a lot closer since the weight miss. Justin Gaethje, plus 125. I'm not going to be swayed by the weight miss, because I believe Oliveira thought he'd be at 155. So, truly, he did the cut as he expected to, and shit just hit the fan. It is what it is. As far as props on this one, I do think we're ending inside of the distance, which is minus 350. I think that's almost a sure thing here. I think that Oliveira win via submission plus 175 is very live. If you like the Justin Gaethje side, Gaethje by KO is plus 175. Last night, my guy Mike Finch blew my mind a bit, saying that if he sees Gaethje win and it's a decision, so I'll note the prop for my guy, that would be plus 900. But personally, I think if Gaethje wins, it'd be by KO. I'm going Oliveira, win by submission. He'll have to weather the storm, but I do think he will succeed here and get it done. Over a round and a half is minus 170. Even though I'm predicting second, third, or fourth round, that is a scary bet, but it's one that could happen. I'm thinking it might go over that round and a half. Gaethje's going to have to come out hard, and he's going to. I think Oliveira weathers the storm, stops him second or third. Real pick would be third round submission, but I think second, third, or fourth is like a good range. Second to fourth round, submission win, Charles Oliveira. Excellent main event here for the UFC. I love this fight. I don't love that we lose the title, but that's the fight game. Overall, we got a pretty damn stacked card. I want to jump to the parlays section to talk about some potential plays to make with this card. Don't go nuts with your parlays, but I think we can have a little bit of success. Andre Fialho, if you like a dog, Melissa Gatto, that brings you to plus 172. If you don't want Gatto as the dog, I think Royval and Fialho is a very high confidence, but it's only minus 141, so I don't love the value of it. I'd rather add in somebody else like a Lupita Godinez. Now you're at plus 172. I think this is a great three-fighter play. If you want to add some more juice to the sales, adding in Gatto brings you to plus 498. If you say, listen, I need some main card action. Michael Chandler plus 668, but I get why people would want to skip on Chandler. Ovince St. Preux, extremely confident that he's going to sleep Shogun. Sadly, plus 737, that's one to potentially take. And then if you like Charlie Olives at the top, we're going to have to search him here, because for some reason, Best Fight Odds doesn't have the main event on the line. Somebody got to run this site better. Come on, Best Fight Odds. Step it up. I used to use you guys all the time. Now, it's a mess. Oliveira, if you still want him, Fialho, Royval, Lupita, Gatto, Oliveira, plus 925. Scary, sweaty, nerve-wracking, but I do think possible here. If you want to add in Michael Chandler to go nuts, you can. If you want to add in Rose, you could. This is right here lottery ticket plays. 2 3 fighters max, keep it safer. I feel like that Royval, Fialho is a great play. Even Royval, Gatto is a fantastic one. I feel like Lupita could be somebody you add in there if you're looking to play more prelim fighters. And then if you want to add in some more juice at the top, I think that OSP, good pick. I think Chandler, very confident that he gets it done. Rose should win it too. If you want to add in Thug Rose, you know, I don't think it's a bad idea. Oliveira, regardless of the weight issues, I'm still riding with my guy to beat Justin Gaethje, but it's going to be a scary night at the office. I will be live for the entire card, so make sure you guys tune in to the Fight Companion. We'll do the first shoey at 105 likes. I would like to hit at least 2 of them for you guys for a pay-per-view event, so definitely come through, smash the likes, support the channel, smash the likes here too, subscribe if you're new, keep it locked in here at MMA Experts, turn the post notifications on so you don't miss a video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you don't have anything to say, but you enjoy the content, drop a W in the chat to help boost the algorithm. Much love, my people, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace, guys.